Correct. So.
Jan van Riebeeck, sorry.
Yeah. So Jan van Riebeeck comes in as if they just came for the first time in 1652.
And he was Dutch.
Yeah. They didn't come for the first time. There was an established settlement and an established relationship of trade between the nations. And there was a clear understanding of property rights between these people who have been trading with each other for 60 years. If we want to take it to the 1485, then we know that it's about 200 years.
Sure.
Problem came in the aspect that the Dutch were having to trade and give wealth to black people. There were rich black land barons who had developed. There were rich black traders who had developed. Exactly what happened in Nigeria or Jaja of Opobo, and that didn't sit well.
Sorry, please say that again. In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, we've got a similar story with an oil baron, or the first oil baron or billionaire in oil was called Jaja of Opobo.
Jaja
of Opobo, who used to sell palm oil.
Okay.
So they were now paying Khoi-san people rentals. They were paying Khoi-san people for supply of the fruits, of the grain, of the meat, everything, and water. They had to buy water.
The Khoi-san were basically the first rich.
These guys were merchants and they were wealthy.
Jeez.
So the notion that we as black people don't know how to trade and do business, or we need BEE today, is actually not founded on correct principles.
Yeah.
We need factors of production that the Khoi-san used to make themselves multimillionaires.
Sure.
That is what made the Dutch uncomfortable, because the Dutch East India Company was not making as much money as it could, because it spent a lot of money re-victualling their ships or resupplying their ships here in South Africa, because you could not make a trip directly without stopping supplying. Now imagine what you need to supply a ship that has to be on sea for 6 months.
Yeah.
You got to give it a lot of things.
Of course.
So prostitutes were there. There were hotels there.
Sure.
There was everything, and it was controlled mainly by the landowners. And who was the landowners? It was the Khoi-san. And the Khoi-san had shown resistance to colonialism. But this time, they were placated into comfort and trust. They've been having this relationship with these Dutch people and the English people and everybody else who was landing, including Americans. And so there was nothing to fear. These were beneficiaries. These were comrades. These were partners.
They got comfortable.
They got comfortable. And on this day, 3 ships came. And those ships did not come to victual or to supply. They came with soldiers. Soldiers who the Khoi-san didn't think about, didn't worry about, didn't even consider. And that's how the Dutch took over Cape Town by force, deliberately to usurp the property rights that existed then. And this is why we say when the Dutch are trying to say that property rights start with them, they're lying.
Sure.
Because they established proper property rights in European terms by 1592. And they maintained them.
Sure.
And they maintained trade and exchange of value up until 1652, when they decided that, you know what, we don't want to pay anymore. We want slaves. We want the land. We want the resources. We want the fields. And that's how you then hear the first farm, Klein Constantia, got established in 1670 or something. It's nonsense.